If you're trying to decide between all about reading and teach your child to read in 100 easy lessons, you're probably seeing strong opinions on both sides and wondering which one actually would work better for your child. In this video, I'll break down the differences between the two programs in structure, teaching style, and learning fit so that you can make a confident decision. These are two of the most highly recommended reading curricula on the homeschool market, and a lot of beginners are confused and they don't know how to make the decision. So these two programs work differently. And that's where we need to understand what they are, how they teach reading skills. And that difference matters more than most parents realize. All About Reading is widely described as a step-by-step structured phonics program. You will have flashcards, you will have a lot of materials, and what families tend to appreciate with it is that it's a very clear progression. It will be very clear for you as the educator on how to move, at what pace, and everything's clearly laid out for you. It's a very clear progression for your child as they go from skill to skill. There is a lot of review and a lot of reinforcement. So if your child needs a lot of repetition, this is a very good program. Then there's a lot of strong support for struggling readers. So it's not just for absolute beginners, it's also for kids who maybe have tried another program and they're maybe 9, 10 years of age and they still cannot read very well, they struggle. And so this is a very gentle approach, very gradual, very structured, with lots of repetition for those kids who are maybe older, but still not able to read yet. So if your child needs repetition, if your child needs structure, if your child moves slower, and it needs steady building skills, then this is the program for you. I cannot emphasize enough the fact that every child is different. Every child will take to reading at their own pace. And so when you begin to teach your child to read, you'll have to watch for patterns and for your child's learning style, and then look for the right fit. So now 100 easy lessons. Teach your child to read in 100 easy lessons. This program is more direct and it is fast moving. It's not just that it gives you 100 days to teach. It moves fast. Dave Ramsey is known to say that a woman can put up with everything, with anything, as long as she knows for how long she has to do this. So it's really it's a brilliant marketing move for the curriculum providers of this particular program to say 100 easy lessons. Mind you, it's not 100 days, it's 100 lessons. So obviously, if you teach 5 days a week, you're still going to need 100 divided by 5, 20 weeks, right? That's almost a whole year. If you take a field trip, if you have a snow day, if you have a sick day, it's still going to be a whole year. So don't think of it as, oh, in 100 days. No, it's still going to be more than 20 weeks for your child to read, and that's okay. You're not in a hurry. But having said that, the program is fast. So the word easy, 100 easy lessons, I think the easy almost has to do more with the teacher, with you, the mom, because it's going to be easier for you to teach than all about reading. All about reading, like I said, a lot of flashcards, a lot of manipulatives. You're going to have to make sense of all the materials before you can start teaching with all about reading. Whereas in 100 Easy Lessons, it's more about 20 weeks of fast pace lessons, and it will be easy for you. But then again, we have to go back to the child. What kind of child are you teaching? Families notice often about the 100 Easy Lessons program that it's faster paced early on. Okay, so it doesn't just kind of build momentum from the beginning. It's fast. There's less built-in reinforcement. And what that means is less repetition. It's not a spiral approach where you go back and your child gets a chance to review what they did last week or 2 weeks ago. It goes fast. So you teach one skill, and then the next day it's another skill, and the next day it's another skill. And so hopefully you will do some other reinforcement in some other way. There's going to be a need for real-time correction by the parent. So the textbook will not tell you, hey, now you say this, now tell them that, correct. No, you're going to have to, and this is probably the beauty of teaching, you probably enjoy this, you have to react and respond to your child in real time, not according to a script, but according to what is going on. If your child is moving fast, then you go with them. If your child needs to slow down, then that's where you have to be a teacher and realize what your child needs and how fast or how slow this needs to go. The 100 Easy Lessons, this program tends to work well for children who pick up patterns quickly. I want to help you out, so I'm telling you that if your child doesn't pick up patterns, you know how in your math lessons, sometimes even in preschool and kindergarten, you get a triangle, then a square, then a circle, and the question is, what's the next in the pattern? And if your children are not able to pick up on those patterns easily, then they need more reinforcement. This is not the reading program for them. If your child doesn't need heavy repetition, okay, there's an expression called a quick learner. He's a quick learner or she's a quick learner. Okay, if that's your child, then 100 Easy Lessons will work for them because they pick it up. Now they know it. They are ready for the next skill. And if your child gets bored easily, then they don't need a whole lot of repetition. They can just go, they stack skills fast, and then they are ready for the next challenge. Short, direct lessons. If your child enjoys short, direct lessons. Now let's talk about that a little bit. Every child enjoys a short and a direct lesson. However, our generation of kids is almost conditioned to ADHD kind of learning. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Charlotte Mason, British educator in the 19th century, she recommended 20 minutes of lessons. That's it. 20 minutes of math, then give them a break. 20 minutes of reading, then give them a break. 20 minutes of history, then give them a break. If this happened to children in the 19th century, and by the way, all the British Commonwealth is teaching in the style influenced by Charlotte Mason's ideas from the 19th century. And they're doing pretty well with their education all over the Commonwealth. And even in the United States, when the public school system started, they were learning from Charlotte Mason's ideas. And of course, they changed over time. We won't go into that. But the point is, Charlotte Mason also recommended short lessons. And if she did that in the 19th century, how much more do our children in the 21st century need small bites, small bites? Now, 100 Easy Lessons in reading, yes, that will be a short and a direct lesson, perfect for today's children. However, if your child is one of these kids that needs a lot of repetition, then that's not for them. So here is the key difference between All About Reading and Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. The key difference is that one prioritizes mastery through repetition, whereas the other one prioritizes fast skill introduction. So the real question is not which one is better. The question is, what does your child need? Do they need more repetition or more momentum? And I'll give you a scenario. If you're talking about absolute beginners, then the learning style of the child is very, very important for you to make the right decision. However, if you're dealing with a child that has already had some reading instruction and they're still struggling, clearly they need All About Reading. If they struggle to stay focused and they just need a fast-paced skill-building curriculum, then it's going to be 100 Easy Lessons. So let's put it all together. Choose All About Reading if your child needs structure, if your child gets overwhelmed easily, if sometimes some kids are so frustrated with themselves that they cannot read that they cry. Okay, so you got to take it slowly. And if they need step-by-step clarity, some kids are really interested in the nitty-gritty of things. And if that's your child, then All About Reading is a very good fit. Now, if your child moves fast through concepts and they want a lighter approach, a faster approach, they're creative, they get it fast, they respond well to short lessons, then absolutely go with the 100 Easy Lessons. Now, the biggest mistake that homeschool parents make is assuming that reading struggles mean that they chose the wrong curriculum. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there is no wrong curriculum out there. Most curricula that I've seen are really well put together. The question is that of learning fit and teaching style as well. So there's a mismatch if you have reading struggles. There's a mismatch between your child's learning struggle and the curriculum. And you also have to consider your own teaching style. So you got teaching style, learning style, and then you got the actual curriculum that's written a certain way. So if you want help making these decisions, I have put together a $7 PDF. I'm going to link it in the description. And it will help you go through these decisions faster, because it's not about how good is this curriculum, it's about how well does it fit to my child's learning style and to my own teaching style. And I'll see you in the next video.